Evening, everyone. Hey there, JP Letnick. I'm here with my partner here, Joel, and tonight is exciting. We are going to be talking about the founders launch of our company, ZCiggs, ZCiggs.
I've been waiting for this for like 3 months.
Yeah,
I think it's been about 3-4 months that we've really been starting to get psyched about it coming to the date.
Yeah, and so just to make sure it's clear, tonight is not the actual launch. Tonight is going to be a call with the information regarding the launch that will be coming within the next 30 days or so. So tonight, again, just to clarify some things about the company, go over a little bit of the details of what we are, where we're going, and pretty much that's
get you as excited as we are.
Yeah, because there's definitely big opportunities here for a lot of people, and we want to make a difference in the world. So without further ado, we're going to basically go right into our PowerPoint presentation here tonight. Let me pull up the screen share. All right.
Whoa!
All right, so everyone should be seeing a screen with a whole bunch of windows. If you can, go ahead and please type in the chat. The chat is active. You should be able to go ahead and let me know if you can see the screen.
Or just let us know you can't see the screen.
Okay, either way, here we go. Here's the PowerPoint presentation. You should be able to see the screen. We'll see in the chat here in a few minutes. There's a little bit of a delay on the audio versus when you guys chat, so that's fine. And we're going to start from the beginning. So,
right.
Basically, what we are offering right now is a piece of the puzzle with our company, Zodiac Enterprises Limited. And who we are, we're basically just like you. We're sales and business owners. And a little bit of background on myself, JP. I am the company director for ZCiggs. I have been in the direct sales market since 2002, so since I was 14. I've owned and operated an international online marketing company. Some of you may know what it's called, but basically we help other business owners all around the world generate leads to help them grow their businesses. I've been very successful with that. And also, I am the company executive for a multi-million-dollar US company which helps network marketers and direct sales associates do lead generation for their businesses and also teaches them how to be strong leaders in their industry.
So you're a lead monster then?
I'm a lead monster. Yeah, that's essentially what I do.
You're a lead monster.
I'm a lead monster. And I teach others how to do it too.
Well, that's one thing I'd love for you to talk about is we grew this business, or we're growing this business, because we got sick of not being supported. Okay. I mean, JP here is an MLM master. I am more conventional. I've worked in C-level positions, as you can see on your screen here. I've been managing international businesses since 2005. I've worked with companies like Nokia and Coca-Cola. And even when you get into those big Fortune 500 companies, so much money is left on the table because there's no support.
That's right.
So let's continue on to the next part here, because you know who we are, right? I mean, I'm a simple guy. JP's the lead monster. I'm the C-level executive.
For sure. All right. So tonight's agenda, what we're going to go through, so that you can expect what we're going to go through, and this is going to be pretty quick, so you don't have to worry about missing anything. But essentially, what we're going to go through is our mission, what we do, and why we do it. Our pledge to you, and what we're going to be focusing on. Go through our story of the company, how we began, where we are now, where we're going, and a little bit about the product, the community, and the destiny for founding members of what we want and expect our founding members to do.
Now, one thing we should mention is, for whatever reason, if you do have to go to the washroom, if all of a sudden your child starts screaming, crying, mommy, daddy, don't worry about it. We are recording this, and it will be live on YouTube after the event.
That's right. So yeah, and it'll also be on Facebook in the group and on our website. So basically, our mission, obtaining your destiny. Now, as we mentioned before, we are both, Joel and myself, are individuals that have been in the ranks with like where you are right now.
We're soldiers.
We're soldiers. We have taken a look at many different companies over the years. We've had the experience and the pleasure of looking at different compensation plans, different products, different ways that business owners have run their companies.
I'm glad you brought up compensation plans, because I got a bone to pick.
For sure.
And this actually is an MLM. I know MLM, you know, a lot of people have done a lot of different MLMs, a lot of different compensation plans out there. But even when you get into traditional business, when I was in a sales position, it sounds nice when they say you're going to get this percentage of commission, but once you all of a sudden see the fine print, all of a sudden you're not getting anything, or you're not getting what you think you're going to get. And one of the things that me and JP did from day one is we sat down with a lot of our personal friends, influential people in the industry, and we said, what is it that you really hate about the MLM industry? What is it about the commission structure that confounds you or you think isn't right? And we've taken a lot of those things out. We've taken out all of the nonsense. We have a pretty easy to understand system as far as compensation. You get paid.
That's right. And one of the biggest things for myself in a lot of the industries for the direct sales network marketing that I've looked at, where the companies are supposed to be essentially a wholesaler to you as a distributor, that is allowing you to go out and make retail sales and make a profit on the retail sales itself to help support your business. What I found is a lot of those companies, they mark their product up so high in price that it is almost basically what you would normally want to sell it as a retail product, that there's not much room for you to make any profit on retail sales. So
let's expand on that for a second here, because I'm not going to mention any names, obviously, because we're not that kind of guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not those kind of guys. But let's take product X. Now, product X, you're buying it for $60 or $80 or sometimes $100. You're selling it for $200. The problem is there's a competing product out there that does pretty much the same thing for half the price that you're buying for retail. And there's a lot of excuses of why this is. Oh, it's concentrate, so it's going to last longer, or oh, we put this special thing in it. No, you know what? At the end of the day, you need to be competitive in the marketplace as a business person. And once you get beyond that bubble of friends and family that want to support you, we want you to be successful with the stranger on the street. We want you to be able to go into a store and go to the store and say, hey, would you like to carry our product? And we're fine with that. We think that we've set a competitive price. You're going to be able to do those things.
Exactly. And that's really one of the first things we talked about when we sat down and discussed about the company, and was one of the big pet peeves with other companies that we've had issues with.
No names.
Exactly. No names, of course not. And so we want to make sure that when we're setting up this company, we're helping you obtain your destiny by enabling you to create a legacy for your own family, by setting you up with a business that you're able to actually go out and promote and have profits for yourself that don't necessarily have to come directly from commissions from the sales of your distributor team that you built.
I mean, I would like our wholesalers, because that's what you are. You're essentially buying a product and selling it to someone else. I would like you to be making a fair share of money off of that. Yeah, the commission's great. And if you want to play that game and you want to go deep, you want to go 5 levels, 6 levels deep, cool. That's great. But that's not necessarily for everyone. Some people are great going wide. They like selling direct. They got that gift of the gab that JP over here has, Mr. Lead Generator.
So yeah, and that's basically what we want to do. We want to make sure to give you the opportunity, the chance to do either or. If you're good with building a team, you can do that. If you're good at doing sales, you can do that. We're not going to limit you into one or the other and then basically negate the other individuals.
I'll tell a story here just to give you an example here. Because I'm in traditional business, I'm not an MLM guy. I never have been. That's not my experience. But I am a salesperson. And how I came up with this idea actually was I was at a trade show. And this trade show had a little spot for e-cigarettes. And I thought, wow, I'm a smoker, or I was a smoker until I started on e-cigarettes. I said, well, let's give this a try. Loved it so much. I went out and I bought these things wholesale. And I started selling them. I was making a pretty good profit. I mean, it was enough for me to pay my mortgage, pay all of my basic bills. And I was pretty much doing it about, when I got home from work, and I would just put stuff on Facebook. I didn't even tell people I was selling it. I just said, hey, I have it and I'm using it. And people would contact me. They'd say, well, how much is it? Does it work? And I say, well, yeah, you know me, I used to smoke. Now I don't, so it works. It was amazing how many people were interested. Literally amazing.
Yeah. And actually on that fact, I'm going to pull up some stats here just quickly, because I do have the statistics right in front of us. And you can watch us. I'll pull it up on the screen in a second. But basically, the e-cigarette statistics of the sales by year. In 2008, they basically were $20 million. In 2009, 39 million, so almost double. And now we're in 2014, and the current projected sales by the end of 2014 are $1,700 billion in sales for electronic cigarettes. So the market is growing. It is
sorry.
Yeah.
$1.7 billion.
Sorry.
$1 billion. I'm not sure. Yeah, We're not a government yet.
Yeah, we're not
a government.
$1.7 billion.
That's still a lot of money, and I want to touch on that for a second, because in my job, managing sales teams and working for these big companies, a lot of what we do is just hedging. It's math. So we come up with a product, and we have R&D. These companies have 500 products that you'll never see as a consumer. Reason they don't launch is the math behind it. They say, there's too many people doing this. The one great thing about this is most MLMs, what are the top 3 MLMs? What do they sell? They sell skincare products. They sell, home products, stuff like that. The problem is that all these things have been cloned to death.
Yeah.
There are 500 different direct sales companies selling skin products. There's 500 different, direct sales companies selling food or vitamins. You know what I mean? E-cigarettes, right now, we are at the ground level of this thing. I mean, we're talking pre-legislation. I mean, if you guys are with us in Canada,
yeah, absolutely.
This is the time right now, right here, because we're having votes now that are starting to lump these e-cigarettes in with tobacco.
Right.
Once that happens, you have a completely set up industry. You're going to take over the traditional tobacco industry like that. And let's pull up stats for traditional tobacco. Now, we don't have them right here. Go to Google, pull up traditional tobacco statistic. That is a $1 trillion industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's continue on with our thing. I'm not trying to spiel too much here.
All right, so we're going to go back to the presentation here.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yes.
All right.
So basically, right here, helping you create a legacy for your family. We already touched on that. Helping you or others you know to quit smoking. Now, I truly believe this, the bottom of my heart, that electronic cigarettes is a tool in order to help smokers quit. It is not something that is to be just used in or.
This is not just a recreational hookah here.
Yes. So we want to make sure that is clear. A lot of sales stores right now are selling them to minors as well, which is something we do not condone.
No, that's not. No, this is one thing. I mean, we do have policies in place.
Yeah.
And we will be checking up on our distributors to make sure that they're not doing that, because that is a big no-no. That's how this stuff is going to be regulated out of the market.
Exactly.
So if you're smart, you wouldn't do that. Now, getting into helping you or others, quit smoking. Now, I'm known in most of my companies to be like one guy who doesn't drink the Kool-Aid. Okay, everybody else is going, yeah, this product's great. And I'm going, well, and I did the same thing with e-cigarettes. I got one and I was like, I was a pack a day smoker. Now I'm a milliliter a day smoker, I guess you can call me. And I remember looking at this and saying, you know what, sure, I'll try it. And I remember being in Las Vegas airport, McLaren or whatever it is. So I was there, and you can't smoke inside. It's like the one place in Vegas you cannot smoke. Right. And I had this e-cigarette from the trade show, and I was like, sure, I'll try it. I was there for 4 hours. My flight was delayed, and I smoked this thing. I never wanted a cigarette, and I was stunned, because that was like the first time in my life. I've been smoking since I was 13 years old. First time in my life, after 3 hours, I wasn't like, God, give me a cigarette, right? Like, only time. It was amazing. So I'm telling you directly, as a smoker, it works. If you are a smoker, pick up a e-cigarette. I guarantee you it's going to work.
Right, exactly. And now, basically developing into leaders with direct sales industry, a lot of the companies out there for direct sales, they don't focus necessarily too much on developing their leaders into, well, their sales reps into leaders. And they focus more on the product and going out there and selling. And then on the opposite hand, you have network marketing, because there is a difference. And network marketing focuses less on the product and more on developing leaders. Now, we're going to be basically in both industries where we're doing direct sales, but also focusing on developing you into leaders. We have the connections where we are going to be cooperating with a really renowned online marketing training platform. We can't really specifically say who yet, because the details are still being ironed out, but we're going to be able to have them integrated into our company, and they're going to essentially be able to give you a university's degree in online and offline marketing to help you with your direct sales company. So that's going to be huge for developing leaders from our distributors.
We talk about developing leaders. One thing that I've always kind of griped about in the whole industry, and again, I'm not from the industry, but when I look at it as an outsider, I go, well, it sounds like a lot of these guys, their leadership development is go throw money at it. If you dump enough of your money into this product, man, you're gonna win. And I'm like, no, man, that's doing it the dumb way. The smart way is teaching people, educating people about the product. That's one thing. Some people do that well. Another thing is educating them on how to read people, to be able to quantify leads. I mean, you could be sitting there with a guy talking for 3 hours. He has no intention of buying. He has no intention of being part of the company. You need to be able to see this. You need to be able to use CRM. For those of you who don't know CRM, that's client relationship management. Use those skills effectively. Use tools at your disposal to kind of make it more effective as a salesperson, as a leader.
Exactly. And so moving into the regulation of the electronic cigarettes, because we touched on that just a little bit here. As a company, we want to be able to have the voice of our distributors as a vote in order to make sure that regulation of the electronic cigarette market goes in the proper direction. Because a lot of the current government bodies, municipalities, the provincial, the federal level, in Canada per se, not so much in the US because it's quite legal.
US is done deal.
US is done deal. But in Canada, there is still a lot of regulation being thrown in right now because people are freaking out.
Well, it's because the whole industry is being run by hippies right now.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest about this. If you go into like an e-cigarette store in Canada, it's run by some dude that looks like he just came back from Jamaica. Am I right? And he's probably selling some shady stuff inside of his store as well. And nobody has taken this by the reins yet. Nobody said, hey, you know what? We're going to do this right. We're going to have hard workers working for us. This is going to be a business. This isn't just we're going to make money until it gets deregulated or regulated in the wrong direction. We want this to be a foundation. And we have people on our side. If you know this, I don't know if you know this, tobacco companies in Canada have e-cigarettes in their back pocket. They've already been designed. They're already ready to go. Some big names in tobacco is just waiting to see which way the wind goes. And we'd like to be part of pushing the wind in the correct direction.
Exactly. So having it's basically if you take the idea of Costco where you have all the members and they're able to do a thing called group buying, group purchasing power. And it's the same kind of idea as pushing regulation, or the same thing as a lobbyist group, where you have a large amount of individuals working towards the same goal. So that's what we're going to be doing with our business as well, is making sure that we move forward in the right direction to make sure that the electronic cigarette market is still a viable option as a tool to help others quit smoking. And
Absolutely.
Everything comes back to helping others quit smoking and reducing the negative health effects of the traditional cigarette. Now, just to make sure, we're not making any claims right now saying that the electronic cigarette does have any health benefits. We do not make those claims at all, as per Health Canada has not been able to verify those statements yet. So just making that very clear.
What I can tell you is that traditional smoking is smoke.
Yes.
And electronic cigarettes are oil vapor.
Yes.
So if inhaling basically kitchen oil vapor is bad for me, I would be very shocked. I'm sure if I drank it, it might not be a good thing, you know what I mean? But drinking olive oil isn't a good thing, trust me.
Exactly.
Let's go on to our last point here, which we actually added at the last minute. We were just going over this thing, and I went to JP and I said, we really have to touch on this. And that's giving real leaders real opportunities in their direct sales business. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier. We talked about the other companies that we don't want to mention.
Yeah.
But we want to give people who already have networks. You've worked hard to build these networks. You've done everything right. You've rolled perfectly. Luck, skill, talent, and sheer determination are on your side. And then when you get to the top of the chain, they go, oh, we're just going to tweak the rules a little because you're making a little bit too much now. We're starting to lose control of the situation here. We don't want to do that. We genuinely want to give real leaders a real opportunity. If you have a network and you want to bring it over, I had one guy ask me, he says, am I allowed to do any kind of other business? And what do we say to him?
We say, of course.
Yeah. You want to do other business? Of course. I mean, most wholesalers sell more than one item.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous that someone can go to you and say, this is your business. You put your time, your money, and your energy, and we're going to dictate that you can't sell anything else. I'm sorry. As a legitimate businessman, that just drives me crazy.
Exactly. Likewise. And that's why there's a lot of these little details that we've been able to take out of our experience. The things that we like, things that we don't like from other companies, which shall not be named.
Which shall not be named.
And we've been able to put all the things that we like into this company, and hopefully these are some things that you like as well. And of course, we're going to be building a community website within this company. And we're going to be looking at the posts and making sure that we're listening to all of you and tweaking things as we go to make sure that your needs are met.
I know you guys have heard this ad nauseum. Anybody who's been in one of these kind of meetings has heard this ad nauseum, but this is a ground level opportunity.
That's right.
And what does that mean? Well, let me tell you one of the things it means for our company, at least. It means that you're around at the beginning to start dictating policy.
Yeah.
You're around. When we say founder, we're not throwing this out like, oh, here's a cookie. You know, you're a founder, good for you. No, we want your input. You've been invited, or you're watching this most likely because you are already a leader. Yeah. Most of these people, if you're new, great, we love you, welcome. But most of these people here are real leaders. And real leaders, they have great ideas. We were just talking to a leader who has done very successfully as a direct marketer. And he gave us lots of ideas when we were going here. And it really changed kind of a lot of the ideas that we had and made them better. So we want to hear from you. If you do get founder status, we want your voice to be a part of a lot of the early processes that we're getting into.
Absolutely. And to make sure that it's clear, nothing in business is easy. I'm not going to be handing anything to you. We're just giving you the chance to be working with us.
No, there's no such thing as free money in the world.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker. This is not the secret to sit on your butt and play Xbox and make $1 billion a minute. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen for any business whatsoever. But if you have the right tools, I'm telling you, you know, even in traditional business, a lot of my friends say, how do you have time to go play golf? And I said, well, it's easy. I just closed a $500,000 deal.
Right.
I'm just gonna sit back. I'm a territory manager. I'm a director of sales. I just closed a deal. My boss is off my ass. I said, what are you doing? They said, well, I fix plumbing. I said, well, maybe you should land a big plumbing deal and your boss will get off your butt. So there are ways, there are tools to be successful and make, I don't want to call it easy money, but I want to call it effective money.
Yeah, smart money.
Smart money. Smart money is a good way of putting it. And we do have those tools. We are proven.
Yeah. So our pledge, basically what we want to do when we're building the company, we want to be proud of this, and we want to make sure that you are proud of it also. And so our company vision, our aim is to help reduce the use of traditional cigarettes, as we've mentioned before. That is one of our main goals. And we also want to give you the ability to take part in this moment in history, because it is literally a moment in history.
Starting now, I mean, think about it. How long has tobacco been around?
Tobacco's been around for a long time.
We're talking close to 400 plus years or something like that. I mean, since trade with North America happened.
For sure.
Yeah, and this is the one time that something's give tobacco a run for its money.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I've talked to people in the industry. They are legit scared. And it's weird though, because you've got half of the tobacco companies, they're backing legislating these things. You have the other half that are just scared witless about this thing. And nobody can decide whether this is like the end of the beginning or the beginning of the end, right?
Yeah, so I mean, no matter how this works, no matter where this goes, this is definitely a changing moment in history, because it is now trending in North America and in Europe. The electronic cigarettes are starting to be seen more in public, whereas before, you would see somebody smoking on this pen-shaped thing and be like, what the hell is that?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. One thing that I do is I say to any person in business, when in doubt, follow the money. Marlboro just came out with their e-cigarette a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. If Marlboro's investing $1 gajillion into R&D, you know, marketing, product design, everything, you can bet that this thing is going the correct direction. And I hate to say it as a Canadian, but where America goes, Canada follows. Yeah, let's be honest here. They're not going to go, no, America, this is legal here, but it's not legal in our country. It's not going to happen.
No, exactly. So basically, if you're coming on board, this is going to be huge for anybody who is going to be growing a company with us. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going to be committed to listening to you, our distributor, and our customers to continue improving our company together. And with my company background of the software development, website development, we're going to be building and integrating a community website with forum. We're going to have user profiles. We're going to be able to have membership and private messaging. And there's going to be support tickets as well, where all of us at the team, the corporate office, are going to be going through all of these ourselves. We're not going to be outsourcing that aspect of it to a third party in India, for example.
We talked about that at the very beginning. We were like, okay, so what's rule number one? And I think one of us said, no India. Yeah. No China.
Yeah.
Right?
So the support is going to be strictly taken care of by native English-speaking individuals. And if there's anything that's important, even myself, I'm going to be going through and scrounging through and scraping through the support tickets and the forum posts on a regular basis to make sure.
I enjoy it. It's cathartic.
Exactly. To make sure that we are listening to what you have to say. And then building community leaders. As mentioned again, the community is important. We're going to be integrating that online training platform, which is going to help improve the quality of your own business throughout the long term of this company. And product quality, maybe we can hand off to Joel.
Okay, I am the product master. I'm gonna wade into a story here. When I started in the e-cigarette game, as you might call it, I got that cigarette, as I told you, from that trade show. And yes, it did work. It legitimately worked for like 3 days, and then it broke. And I was devastated because you couldn't buy them in Canada at the time. Right? You could not buy them. And I was like, okay, so I had to go and find out, where's the factory? And that was one of the things. I was like, where's the factory? So I started looking around at these factories, and I must have gone through about half a dozen factories before I found a really good one where I was like, wow, it's works when it's supposed to work, does what it's supposed to do. And then I found another and another. There's 3 or 4 really great factories. But this one thing about ZCiggs here, we are not just buying a product and stamping our stamp on it. What we're doing is we're going to the manufacturer and we're having conversations with the manufacturer. We're designing this thing. We're saying, hey, look, I know my e-cigarettes. I want it designed like this. So that's talking QC at the North American level. That's a big, big difference, okay? North American QC, we guarantee the workmanship of our products, okay? I use my own products. If they break down, I'd be a very, very unhappy Joel. Very unhappy Joel. Continued development to improve our products. This is a big thing, okay? We don't want you as wholesalers, you know, after 6 months, you've exhausted your network. I don't care how good you are, you can't sell the horse the same bucket of water over and over again, right? So we want to develop this. We want to improve it. We are going to be launching a whole bunch of accessories that go with the e-cigarette. And we talked about some of those. Obviously, we're not going to say them now because they're not ready. Super secret. Okay, top secret. Super secret. Code red. Okay, but with it, these are in the works. As we grow this company, as we mature this company, we're going to be listening to our founders. This goes back to our founders. Our founder says, hey, you know, my customers are asking for this accessory. Well, that's good. That's a lead. That's a lead for us as the manufacturer to actually make that thing, get it in your hands, and double your money. Because now you got 2 things to sell. Now you got 3 or 4 things to sell. So all of this is part of the product quality.
Exactly. So how we started, as we mentioned, we talked at the beginnings of family and friends. Essentially for myself, I've always wanted to start a direct sales company myself because I've been in the industry for quite a long time, but I never really had necessarily a product that I was willing to put my name behind because I wanted to not only have a product that was in the same industry as another company like health and wellness industries or the juices or the protein shakes.
Let's be honest here. If you went to one of your old MLM companies and you said, hey, you know, I think it would be better if you changed the box to blue.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to say? Who out there thinks that they're going to get a letter back that says, wow, that was a great idea, JP. You know what? That's going into the board meeting next week. It's not going to happen. There's no voice.
Right.
And we have good ideas, I think, you and me. I think we got some good ideas. And I think that once you see our products, once we get to that point, you're going to agree with us.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a strong smoker, as I said before. That's how it started with me. Like I said, pack a day, man. I did a lot of business overseas. I was a lot of times in China. And as you know, in China, cigarettes are about 50 cents a pack, $1 a pack. So you can't really curb your smoking. There's no reason to stop, right? And it was actually my wife. My wife hates me smoking, or hated me smoking. She has no problem with the vaporizer. Smoked the vaporizer in the house. She's just tickled pink that I am not smelling like some kind of burnt twig. I don't know. I can't smell it because I'm a smoker, but apparently it's horrible. Now I do.
Yes.
Oh my God, now I do. I smell terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
Very terrible. My family has been raised the children and their family with the strong anti-smoking outsets. For example, my grandfather, he passed away. It was most likely caused by the smoking of the tobacco, since that was what he did every single day, multiple times a day, in his pipe. So there's the strong family aspect there that was always pushing me towards wanting to make a change with smoking. And when I saw electronic cigarettes coming out and I saw them figured out what they were, I was really excited about this because the technology in it is always improving, and it's, again, fairly new. We will be, and we are, the currently only electronic cigarette direct sales company. There are other companies out there. This needs to
be stressed.
Yes.
We are the only, you will be the founding member of the only electronic cigarettes company that is direct marketing.
That's correct. There are, now don't get us wrong, there are other electronic cigarettes out there that have affiliate programs. But that is not the same as a direct sales company where you can build out a team of distributors and get paid on their production. At being an affiliate, you just get paid on a referral if it closes into a sale one time.
You can do that, by the way, pro tip, you can do that with any company. You can bloody do that with Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
You can do that with any, if you walk into any company, I know a company I work for, electronics company, we have people coming in all the time, oh, I got 20 guys, I do repairs, and they always ask me my opinion about technology. So if I sell them on your product, is there an affiliate program? Everybody has an affiliate program. That is not your own business. That's also not sustainable. That's not a sustainable business that you can build up and sit on.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to do.
Yeah. So the background technology companies, as I mentioned, I already own an international online marketing company. So we have the ability to integrate strong technologies that we already have ownership of and licensing for into developing this company and making sure that the software is running properly. And that's really important because making sure that you don't have issues when you refer a customer to our website, that it doesn't crash, that we make sure we have the proper security and coding on there so that the credit cards don't get hacked. The type of information is important to making sure that you have a secure business for yourself.
Now, this is something I want to bring up too, because we're talking about how we are going to be supporting them through our abilities.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that is always kind of stuck between my teeth with other direct marketing companies, is it's kind of like this bubble. You can't find these products in the marketplace. They only exist if you know a guy who's part of the system, right? We want to break that bubble day one. Okay, we want to advertise. We want to market. We want to get this stuff into the mainstream. We don't want to be that $90 product in a $20 marketplace. We want to bring in a product, market it, and have you be the point of sale.
Right.
That's our goal. So we will be doing things like SEO that you talked about, making sure that when people go to Google, they see ZCiggs. Number one. That's what we want to do. We want to have that presence. We don't want to be that kind of shadowy organization that your uncle belongs to. And that's where you get like all of your dish soap and you never use it. It smells terrible.
Exactly.
All right, let's keep going on.
Absolutely. So where we are right now, basically, as you can see here, we have the 3D digital rendering of the boxes. We do have the samples that have been created at the manufacturing plant. And that's pretty much what they're going to look like. But essentially what has been completed in the development stage right now is the electronic commerce, e-commerce store online is completed. We already have a free product on there right now. Actually, I believe after today at midnight is going back up to $17. But it was free for the last month just to test out that the electronic system was working and it is properly. So that's completed. Direct sales software is also completed, the development, which is a huge undertaking, but that is added into the back end of the system. And that is
that was a nightmare.
That was a nightmare, but it is completed, and now we're just finalizing the details.
See, for you guys, it's great. You go, you make your sales, and you trust in the fact that everything's been calculated and everything's done. But if you remember from our end here, you're talking about tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that need to all get different commissions, and all need to be structured, and it has to be 100%. 100% of the time. Yeah. And boy, was that hard, but we got it done. High five. High five. Thank you. That was a big one.
Yeah. And then Joel, product boxes and samples.
Product boxes, I just got pictures. Now there would be actual physical product box pictures here, but here's the deal. They were taken with somebody's iPhone because they're still actually in the factory that produced them. Somebody took an iPhone picture and we were arguing about whether we should put it up or not. I would like you to see the beauty of these things. I personally worked on the box design for at least a couple weeks. You worked on it primarily, especially dealing with the logo, the placement, and everything. One thing I want to talk about the boxes because we're proud. Yeah. We're proud of our boxes. These don't look like these white, no-name blank boxes that a lot of companies will send you product in. When we started, we said, well, what product has the best boxes? JP, what product has the best boxes?
Well, a lot of the boxes that we were looking at were things like Rolex.
Rolex, like high-end watches. Yeah. Jewelry. My wife actually works in a jewelry corporation, and I asked her, I said, honey, could you bring me back some of their boxes? I just want to check these out. And we looked at it, and we market tested it, stress tested, saw which ones people kind of gravitated to. This is the design we came up with. And we think when your customers see these boxes, they're going to feel the value of the product. Before they even open the box, they're going to feel, hey, you know what? This is a product that's worth what I paid for it.
Exactly.
All right. Product samples, same deal. We have product samples that we have product pictures of.
Yes.
These are still getting tweaked, so if they look a little bit different by the time that they reach your doorstep, worry not. The internals have all been finalized. Okay, I'm going to be talking about that at the very end, talking about some of the technology behind this. Last part, business incorporation. We are an entity.
Yes, we are
Expect
officially.
us.
So we are officially incorporated within the country of Canada.
That's
so
right.
We are a Canadian company. And
if you're in Bulgaria, I don't think you'll find us in your business directory, but if you check Canada, we do have a business number, and anybody who joins our founder status, of course, will know what our business number is, and we can be checked out. 100% legit, you can find us.
Absolutely. So where we're going, the future.
I love the future.
Yeah, that's great. Now, recently I actually had some images on here before the arrows that were essentially the preliminary designs, just to show people of the logo, to show people how the concept of the logo went to the middle part of the logo to what it is now, and it's not even the finished part.
But we thought they were ugly,
so we took them off.
But rest assured, this is not something we pulled out of our back pocket. This has gone through multiple revisions, yelling contests, roundtable discussions with strangers at bars, you know, everything in between. At least I can speak for myself. I am sure JP agrees with me. The best place to stress test something is in the market.
Absolutely.
Am I right? So we're going around to everybody we know, and we're, you know, slamming pictures in their face, going, which one looks better, A or B, A or B? And, you know, we got something good out of it. I mean, this is nothing like when we started.
Yeah, absolutely nothing like it.
But you know what? We had some great people. I'm sure we're gonna have a thank you list like a mile long. We're gonna be giving out ZCiggs for Christmas. Am I right?
That's true. So true.
Oh, so true. And that is one thing. We've planned this launch so you can get your product before Christmas, because we all know, man, if you can hit Christmas, oh, you'll be sleeping in all January.
Yeah.
You can make enough money in December to cover yourself for a month.
Exactly, and that was really important for us, and that's why we've been really pushing hard to get this launched before November.
This is something, and again, if you've been with us since the very beginning, we did want to do pre-launch today. That's true. We did want to do pre-launch, but here's the problem with these things. You could give the date and say, okay, look, yeah, we said this, we're going to launch today. But then what we'd be doing is we'd be sending you a product that we do not 100% believe in. And as we said in the beginning, we started this company because we believe in it, and we want to believe in it. We want to be proud of the product we put out. And if that means we're 15 days later, a month late, you know what? I'd rather be a little bit late and feel confident that the product that goes out is the right one.
And making sure that the software components are there and working.
Hey, that's your job. That's your job. I'm the product guy. You're the software guy.
That's exactly it. To make sure that that's running properly too, so that everything runs seamlessly when you put in your orders.
Absolutely.
So the future, what we are working on right now is completing the compensation structure. Not that it isn't done, it's that this is integrating into the software aspect to make sure that everything is calculated properly for the hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be distributors with the company.
Like on day one.
Exactly.
Oh,
so that's going to be busy. We have to make sure everything is stress tested beforehand to make sure that it lasts. We also want to verify that software integrity before launch. That's what we just basically discussed. We also are going to be finalizing the marketing materials for distributors. Now these are going to be like pamphlets, the composition plan, PDFs, all that different type of marketing material.
You know what? Marketing's king. I'm going to tell you right now, you give me a terrible product, an awful product, but you give me great marketing, I can sell it. Now, you give me a great product and great marketing, and I will sell the crap out of it. Exactly. Any day of the week. And this is one thing, we don't want to just educate you on how to talk about the product, okay? We're not pitching some oogie boogie religion here, okay? What we're doing is we want to give you the product that we know people are going to use, that's going to work every time. And we want to give you the marketing materials that really show it off, that really kind of point your target customer to the selling points of this thing for you. And this is going to do a lot of heavy lifting for you. When you've got all these marketing materials and they're all pitch perfect, nice polish, you're not going to have to say much. You can sit there and show them the materials and they're going to go, so how much? Done. And I've been in these situations before. So it's great. We really need to make sure they have that before launch.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last but not least on the future part is the pre-orders of the product for pre-launch. So we want to make sure that this part is clear. For the founding members who want to be a founding member, how it's going to work is on the launch date, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later with the exact date. But again, if we're delayed, and we'll let you know. But essentially how it works is that there is a minimum order quantity of 10 units. Now, when you order the 10 units, that you're going to get a really great discount on the product on that one day during pre-launch.
Day one.
Day one. So that's why we want to make sure that everything is in place so that when you go in and put in your orders, that everything's working so that nothing crashes.
And I want to kind of address this here because, I mean, we on that day are not going live to the consumer.
That's right.
Consumers will not have access to this. So then, you know, I had a lot of people ask me, they said, well, what if I don't want to buy 10? What if I just want to buy one to try it? I said, well, that's great. Wait until launch because you're a consumer. If you want to be a distributor, you want to be a wholesaler, that is your day. That's your day to hit the market before everyone else, to get your product before everyone else and get it for a price that no one is ever going to get it again. This is a one-time deal. It's day one. You do it or you don't. You're in or you're out. And that's the way that we're looking at it. A lot of people said, oh, what about give me a 48-hour? No, one day and limited quantity. There is an actual limit on the quantity.
Yeah, there is. And I'm not afraid to tell you because basically the amount that our manufacturing plant is able to make within a month is 200,000 units. Now, obviously, if they're rushing to do that amount, that the quality is going to be low. We're going to have horrible quality control.
I've dealt with manufacturers. I've worked for manufacturers before. Let me tell you, if they tell you 200,000 units, what they mean to say is 100,000 units.
Right. So to make sure that there's no issue with quality of a product, we're limiting at our pre-launch. Only 50,000 units are going to be sold. Now, just to give you an example.
Now, 10 is minimum. So 50,000 units is 5,000 people with just the minimum order.
Exactly.
Like 10 pieces. And let me tell you, if you're serious about this and you've already got lines, like if you're an established leader and you're like, man, I know exactly. I'm sure you can think of 10, at least 10 people in your life that smoke.
Yeah.
Right? So 10, yeah. Some people, I know for a fact, because we've talked to them, are doing 100 day one.
Yeah.
I know we have one specific person who's doing a lot more than 100.
Yes.
And he's going to be eating up quite a lot of our quantity. So when I say day one, I mean, seriously, get there 5 minutes early because this stuff is going to be gone.
Absolutely.
If you don't make it, don't worry about it. You're just not going to be getting that really, really bottom price. Those first initial orders, of course, are going to go fast. Think about it. You stock up with 100 units of this and you're getting a significant discount on that. What you're getting is better money for a longer amount of time.
Exactly.
So a lot of people will be stocking up. Fair warning, you have been warned.
Yes, so that date will be announced later, but that is basically what we want to discuss. So founders, what are you? We're building a strong foundation because the strong foundation of the company is important to the longevity of the company. Now, as mentioned, founding members will have a 30-day window from the time of pre-launch to order the minimum 10-unit quantity to attain founders titles.
You're going to want one of those titles.
Yes.
And we're about to explain why.
Yeah, and now the founding members receive a significant discount on their first order only on day one of pre-launch, like we mentioned. That's important to note. You have 30-day window to do the order, as long as there's still units available, to get the founder's title. But the discount, the huge discount, will only be available on day one of pre-launch.
That's correct. If there is some left over, and I have a very big feeling that there won't be, also your delivery date will be different. Day one, that's its own shipment. Okay, you will get it before any other executive in the company. You will have the first window, first opportunity. And yeah, it's one of these things, man, that I cannot stress enough how day one is really going to be crucial for those founders.
Oh yeah, big time. Now the founder's title also guarantees the executive status for life. And this is huge. If you are in the direct sales or network marketing,
you've never heard of this.
Yeah, this doesn't exist in anything that we've ever seen. I have personally been a part of 3 ground floor opportunity launches, and I've never seen this happen. And for those of you who are not in the network marketing industry, basically there are different levels of commission structures, and you have to hit certain quotas in order to reach an executive level.
You don't hit those quotas for a while, you lose your status entirely.
Exactly. And then that basically means no moolah. So what the founder's title guarantees is that you will always be making your moolah.
You will get commissions. Let's say, for example, you set up your lines. You set up your lines as an executive, and I'm not going to get into the details of it because, again, that's a different meeting later on before pre-launch.
Yep.
But you set up your lines, and let's imagine you have a family emergency. Let's imagine somebody in your family gets sick. You got to take care of them. You don't have time to hustle. Well, that's fine. 6 months goes by. Your lines are still making money even though you haven't done $1 of quota.
That's right.
That is insane. I will tell you from a business point of view, we're crazy. And this is, again, another reason why we're limiting quantity, because we can't have everybody running around like founding members. It wouldn't be fair to everybody else.
Exactly.
Okay? Executive status for life. If you are part of the network marketing, direct marketing game, Google it. Go find a company that has it. You're not going to find a major company that has one of these. I think it's one of these golden opportunities at the level of getting into the e-cigarette industry in 2014.
Oh, for sure. It's huge. And even if you do find something on Google, it's going to be far and few between. And it's usually only individuals that got paid to jump ship from another company to come over to the other company to bring all their entire lines.
Yeah, we're saying that you got no lines.
Yeah.
You're just some dude. You make the lines. You got those lines for life.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything you build, we don't ever have to worry about it going away because we're just going to be paying you forever, as long as you both shall live.
Yeah. And so, I mean, this is huge, and we're not going to get too much into it. And also one little other sneaking thing, which isn't, I don't want to guarantee anything, I don't want to say too much, but when Zodiac does really well in the future, we're most likely going to take our founders out on a trip somewhere. I'm not going to say where or what, and not even guarantee it, but it might happen.
We will have times and we will have toys.
Yes.
Yes. One thing, obviously, we come from the rank and file. We like the good life.
Yes.
And we like being rewarded for what we do. You know what I mean? I mean, you work hard. You're making us money. Let's take the Kool-Aid off the table for a second here. If you're doing your job well and we're doing our job well, I want to go on that vacation.
Yep.
You should want to go on that vacation too, right? The other reason that we like doing it, when we talked about vacations as a potential bonus system, we want to meet you. And we'd like to meet our teams. We'd like our teams to meet our teams, because this is how we came up with this company. I met JP. JP met me. I knew nothing about the direct marketing game. He is Mr. Independent. I worked for the corporations, and we took both of our very unique knowledges, put them together. Maybe you meet some direct marketer from the other side of the country, and he's got all these ways to access lines that you've never thought of. And all of a sudden, your powers combined, you're both making double.
Yep.
As these great events that allow these people to come together and do this.
Absolutely. Live events are where the
magic happens.
Yeah,
where the magic happens.
Exactly.
That's for sure.
So basically, here's the last slide. It's kind of a bit of a product demonstration.
This is a prototype.
Yes.
You are the only one seeing this. There's nothing on the internet right now where we're advertising. This is our product lineup. So this is, again, before we even put anything on it, this is just off the lines. I'm going to explain this to you point by point here. So what you're seeing on your far left here, okay, that's the battery. Both those two images right there are your battery. So let's pen this up here. Okay, pen this up. So let's talk about the LCD screen. So what that is that's going to indicate your total charge remaining. Okay, so your charge remaining is right there. And then what's next to that is a puff counter. Every time you take a puff of the e-cigarette, you push down on the button and you inhale, it will record those puffs. Why did we design it that way? Well, what did we say when we first started? Why are we doing this? We're doing this to help people quit smoking.
That's right.
This is one thing that I said in the beginning, because I am a smoker. I'm a person who enjoyed smoking, and I enjoy e-cigarettes. I will tell you very honestly, I don't have an intention to use this as a smoking cessation product. I don't. But my mother did, and some of my best friends did, and they successfully got themselves down to where they weren't using it anymore, right? That's where the puff counter comes in. So you say, all right, I'm going to give myself, first of all, you don't give yourself a limit, because that's where a lot of people mess up.
Right.
We're going to be talking about a lot of this in some of the help guides we'll have on the website. But you don't give yourself a limit. You see, how many puffs do you take in a day? Let's say you come up with 58 right there, just like it says on the screen. So you got 58 puffs. You say, okay, well, tomorrow I want to take 57. Next time I want to take 56 and 55. It allows you to fine tune and monitor in a way that you couldn't really with traditional smoking. You say, oh, I'm going to give myself 5 cigarettes. But then you have the guy puffing it down to its last little bit and half the filter is burned. No,
Yeah.
this is digital. This cannot lie. It's going to tell you, hey, man, you're getting close. You better back off. Okay? Getting to next to it. Okay? That's a full product image of the battery. Okay, so at the bottom, as you can see, there's the LCD screen that is unlit at the moment. And then up near the top is the button. So that is a button that you press. Now, a lot of people say, you know, why did you go with a button? Why didn't you just make it automatic? It's a very good question. Well, I'll tell you why I didn't make it automatic. It has to do with the way that these things are machined. When you have a button, you can have a puff counter, okay? If you don't have that button there, there's gonna be people who are gonna be trying to cheat the puff counter, okay? They're gonna be like, and just do a little tiny, hoping it doesn't trip the sensor to go up. You know, I don't wanna do that. I want it to be one click. The other reason is I wanted it easily turned on and off, okay? It is an on and off switch as well as a button to hit. All right, so let's go on to the third product image right there. This is what is called in the industry a tank, okay? This is a tank. This is what you put your e-juice in, as some people call it. I just call it oil. Okay, so at the top you have a stainless steel tip. This is where you'll be inhaling from. Now, why did we go with stainless steel, JP?
So this was a big thing for myself, as I've seen a lot of the electronic cigarettes on the market and comparing a lot of products in the industry. Yeah, they're plastic or rubber, and they don't. For one, they don't look good. Two, we want to give it a little bit of weight, because when you look at a luxury product like a Rolex, it's a little heavier than a regular watch.
Yep.
Heft equals luxury. Also, stainless steel, you're gonna have it's a cleaner, more bacteria-like, clean, friendly product. It's gonna last you a lot longer.
Let's imagine you're a biter.
Yeah.
Let's imagine you're a biter. Some of us smokers here, we're biters.
Yeah.
We bite down on our cigarettes. You got a plastic thing, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start bending and warping that. You're gonna start making these little micro fissures inside of it.
Yep.
You know what lives in those micro fissures? It's really hard to get out. Bacteria.
Yep. Okay,
bad stuff you don't want to be putting on your lips every 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Okay, stainless steel is the go-to for anybody who's hypoallergenic, anybody who's got allergies to specific things. The other thing about stainless steel over plastic is what's in plastic. There's a million different ways to kind of make plastic. You can put stuff in plastic that might not necessarily be healthy.
That's right.
Okay, we want to leave none of that to the imagination. This is stainless steel. It's going to work. It's going to work for a long time. It's going to last. You're not going to need to replace it.
That's right.
Okay, let's go down to the middle of the tank here. Let's go down to the middle of the tank. So this is where your oil is going to be stored. Okay, so that's Pyrex right in there, that window there. Okay, why did we put a window in that? Well, because one thing that we wanted to do is see when you're getting low on oil, right? When you need to put more oil in it, because the last thing that you want to do to a smoker is have them run out of oil when they're out of the house.
Yep.
Because you know what the first thing they're going to do is, oh, not my fault.
Exactly.
I got to go buy a pack of that cigarettes. No, there is no way around it.
Same thing with the LCD screen with the battery indicator.
That's right. I know a lot of people, they do these electronic cigarettes, and I see them with a pack of smokes a month later, and I said, what happened? They said, well, I went back. So why'd you go back? I said, well, I was out one day and my cigarette died. And oh, there's no way I could have known, man. There's no way. It's not my fault. Yeah. It's the cigarette's fault. Smokers, trust me, I was one, will use any excuse to smoke. Okay? Trust me, they will. So you want to get them off of this. That's how you're going to do it. All right? Got that? There's no excuse. Now let's go down to the very bottom part here. Now you'll notice right at the bottom right there, okay, and also at the top area right there. That's right. So on those two areas, you'll notice that there's grip on there. That's because this entire thing can be disassembled and washed. This is very, very important compared to other ones you see, say, in 7-Eleven or Rastaman's, you know, dubious e-cigarette store. A lot of these things are, no matter what they say, they're disposable. And I said, I don't want to give somebody a disposable. This is what I hated about smoking. One thing I hated about smoking is the butts. Yeah. Okay, they're disposable. You just throw them away, throw them away, throw them away. You're creating garbage. And I don't like creating garbage. So everything here, a piece breaks in this thing. Let's say that after a while you need to replace your wick, okay? Or some piece winds up getting worn. You just take that one piece out, you replace it with a new piece. You don't have to throw away the whole unit just because of a tiny little thing you don't like.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So that's how you're going to disassemble it. We've thought of everything. We tried to make this thing as user-friendly as possible because, again, our operating message was, how do we stop giving smokers excuses.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Last part down at the very, very bottom is where it's going to hook up to the battery. And that part will go flush on the top of the battery. You can just highlight the top of the battery there. Yeah. So that will just fit right in there. You screw it in and you're ready to go. Now, the great thing that I do with these things, because again, I'm a hardcore smoker, as they're called, is I usually load up 2 or 3 tanks and I take them with me. I usually take like maybe 2 batteries, 2 tanks, right? I run out of juice in one tank, no problem. I got the second tank. Maybe put 2 different flavors in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I often do, because I used to use the excuse. I remember when I was first starting, I was like, oh, I'm sick of the flavor, right? And I don't want to do that. So yeah, fine. You're sick of the flavors, swap flavors. You're all good. All right.
So yeah, I mean, that's basically it right there. Let's just go back. Boom. We're going to go back here to the Hangout, make sure that everybody is still on here. Yep, awesome. Okay. And boom.
All right. Hi.
Hello.
I can see myself again. Oh my God.
Yeah. So currently we're keeping on time. We want to keep this to less than an hour. It's currently been 56 minutes. So
high five. Big on the high fives here.
Yes.
That's how we keep ourselves awake at night.
Exactly. So yeah, that's basically what we want to discuss today. There will be at a later date the time of the launch, the pre-launch with founders. We're hoping to give at least 2 weeks notice before that, so that you're able to actually jump into the system, to set up your account, to make sure that this is clear. To become a distributor with a company, it is free. A lot of the other companies that
we need to really stress that.
Yeah, it is free. It is free to join the company. So
you don't like it, go away.
Exactly. So there are lots of other direct sales companies that they will charge you a fee to join as a distributor, and some of them will charge you every single month to have a replicated website, which is way more than what you should be paying for a replicated website. So we're not doing either of those. We're making sure that this is accessible to you, to anybody who wants to be able to get access to this, and then you're going to be able to start building your lines prior to the pre-launch, so that you are able to start building your team before that.
Let's also address, right now we are beginning to mentor some of the leaders that have reached out to us.
Yeah.
Okay, some of the people who have registered and are watching this webinar right now. We have started mentoring you. You've been putting in your questions to us. We've been answering them as fast and as well as we can while we're doing 50 million other things.
Yeah.
But this starts now. It starts today. We don't want to release a product that's not ready yet, or a back end that we're not 100% confident in. We're doing this because we're trying to do all of this the right way.
That's right.
Okay? Keep on your emails. If you're on our email list, you're going to see it. It's going to come in. We're going to have the information. We're going to give you 2 weeks time to get ready and prepare yourself. In the meantime, you want to start getting buzz going? Sure. If you need help from us, ideas, send us an email. By all means, we love reading emails. It's cathartic.
Yes.
It's a good thing. All right. So I think we've taken up enough of your time. If you are watching this as a video online, feel free to come and check us out. Watch it again, rewind it, which would be pretty cool. Do some instant replays, screenshot it if you feel like it. Always feel free to share any of this with anyone you know. We are not embarrassed about this situation. We're not hiding in the shadows. We want as many people to know about this as possible. If you think you know somebody who's interested, take this video, share it to your Facebook, by all means. Okay, once this thing is live, it's not a secret anymore.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So, JP.
Yes.
High five. Yes. And to all of you at home, high five as well. Thank you very much for watching us, and we will see you soon.
Have a good night.